Welcome back to the show. Today's episode is special because today we're going somewhere different. No guests, no debates, no arguments, no reactions, just you and me and Christmas. The music, the memories, the meaning, the chaos, the hope, the heartbreak, everything that makes this season both painfully real yet beautifully magical. Today I want to tell you a story, one that starts simple but ends powerful. A story about rediscovering hope when life feels too heavy, about finding meaning when everything feels blurry, and about seeing Christmas not as a holiday, but as a reminder of who you truly are. Let me take you back to a winter evening. Snow was falling in slow motion, the kind of soft, quiet snow that makes the whole world sound like it's exhaling. Streets glowed gold beneath streetlights. Kids ran around throwing snowballs, and somewhere in the distance, a choir was practicing carols, their voices floating through the cold air like warmth you could hear. And there he was, sitting alone on a park bench, a man in his 40s, not homeless, not poor, just lost. Lost in a way you can't explain on a tax form or a doctor's checklist. The kind of loss where people think you're fine because you smile at the right times, but inside something feels off. Maybe you know that feeling too. He was thinking about how Christmas used to feel when he was younger. Back when waking up on December 25th felt like waking up inside a miracle. Back when life was simple, dreams were loud, and the world felt like a place where good things were still possible. But life has a way of changing things, doesn't it? He had grown up, responsibilities had piled up, bills had multiplied like rabbits in the dark, and the fear of disappointing people had slowly replaced the joy he once felt. He sat there thinking, when did Christmas stop feeling like Christmas? And that is when something unexpected happened. A little girl, maybe 7 years old, walked up to him with a cup of hot chocolate. He stared at her, confused. She smiled the most sincere little smile and said, "Mommy told me to give this to someone who looks like they need Christmas." He didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He took the cup gently and the little girl skipped back to her mother, leaving him holding the warm paper cup like it was a lifeline. He whispered under his breath, "Do I look like someone who needs Christmas?" And then he realized, maybe he did. Christmas isn't just about gifts or holidays or fancy decorations. Christmas is about reminders, reminders of warmth when the world feels cold, reminders of kindness when life feels cruel, reminders of hope when everything seems lost. Sometimes life gets so busy, so loud, so stressful that we stop noticing the simple moments, the warm cup of hot chocolate, the smile of a stranger, the quiet snowfall that asks nothing from you except to notice it exists. That man sat there for an hour holding that drink, and for the first time in years, he let himself just breathe. Not rush, not pretend, not overthink, just breathe. And in that moment, he understood something simple but powerful. Christmas doesn't ask you to be perfect. It doesn't require your life to be sorted out. It doesn't need you to be strong. It only asks you to be present, because Christmas is not what happens around you. Christmas is what happens within you. Maybe this year hasn't been your best. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you feel behind. Maybe you lost something or someone. Maybe your heart feels heavier than the gifts under any Christmas tree. But listen to me. You're here. You're surviving. You're moving forward even when your footsteps are slow. And somewhere in some quiet corner of your life, a small spark is waiting to be noticed. A spark of joy, of kindness, of belief, of purpose. Christmas is that spark. It reminds you that no matter how dark the year felt, light can always return. The man on the bench, he stood up, walked home, and decided to change something. Not everything, just one thing, one small step that made tomorrow slightly better than yesterday. And that's enough. That's always enough. Man, let me tell you something. Christmas has a funny way of showing you who you really are. Every year you think you understand the holiday, you think you figured out what matters, and then life grabs you by the shoulders and says, "Sit down, fool, you still learning." And this year taught me more than I ever expected. Because it made me realize that Christmas ain't about the lights, the gifts, the shopping, the snow, the perfect pictures. No. It's about the people you still got, the people you lost, and the people you ain't appreciated enough along the way. It's about what the day reminds you of, even when you don't want to be reminded. I woke up this Christmas morning thinking it's going to be just another day. Make some coffee, check my messages, pretend I'm on a diet, then eat the cinnamon rolls anyway, all that. But I swear something felt different. I don't know if it was the quiet. You ever notice how Christmas morning feels like somebody hit pause on the whole world? Like all the noise went on vacation for one day. No traffic, no problems. Even your phone stops buzzing. It's like the whole world is whispering, "Hey, slow down." And I sat there thinking, man, when was the last time I actually slowed down on purpose? I mean, really slowed down, not because I was tired, Not because I was overwhelmed, but because I wanted to feel something. Because let me tell you, some of us haven't truly felt anything in a long time. We just moving, doing, working, surviving, but not feeling. And Christmas morning, with all its stillness, forces you to sit with yourself for a minute. And sometimes what you find sitting next to you in that silence is something you've been avoiding. I walked into my living room and saw the little Christmas tree I bought last year. Crooked, leaning like it needs prayer. Half the lights working, the other half just there for decoration. But something about that old crooked tree hit me. I remember when I bought it, I was in a rush, grabbing whatever I could find because I didn't want to spend Christmas alone with no decorations. And back then, I didn't even realize why it mattered. But now I get it. Sometimes people decorate their homes because they're trying to decorate their hearts, trying to fill a space inside them that's been quiet too long. So I'm looking at this tree, right? And suddenly I'm remembering Christmas when I was little. Back when the house smelled like cornbread and my mama's kitchen sounded like a gospel concert mixed with pots banging like percussion instruments. We didn't have much, no fancy gifts, no big decorations. But Lord, we had joy. The kind of joy that doesn't come from what you have, but who you have. I remember sitting by the window watching kids play in the snow and thinking life was perfect. Because back then, perfect didn't mean everything was right. Perfect meant you were surrounded by the people who made you feel safe. Then I blinked. And now half those people are memories. The other half are scattered across states. And I'm standing here wondering how time went by so fast. How the Christmases I took for granted turned into the moments I wish I could go back to just for 1 minute. One hug, one laugh, one plate of my mama's cooking. But you know what hit me? We always talk about missing the old Christmas, missing the way things used to be. But we forget something important. Somebody somewhere is going to remember this Christmas as the best one of their entire life. Somebody's kid is going to wake up today and feel magic for the first time. Somebody's grandmother is going to see her whole family under one roof after years. Somebody's heart is going to heal today because someone knocked on their door unexpectedly. Christmas magic doesn't disappear. You just grow older and you stop noticing it. But it's still happening in thousands of moments all around you. And that's when I realized Christmas isn't a memory. It's a reminder to forgive somebody, a reminder to call somebody, a reminder to let go of something heavy you've been carrying so long you forgot it wasn't part of your body. It's a reminder to be kind in a world that has forgotten what kindness looks like. A reminder that giving ain't just about money, it's about time, patience, conversation, understanding, love. So I made myself a promise right there, standing next to that crooked tree. I said, today, I'm gonna give something. Not a gift, not money, but time, attention, gratitude. I picked up my phone and started calling people I haven't spoken to in months. Some answered excited, some surprised, some even cried. And it reminded me that sometimes the most powerful gift is simply letting someone know they matter. Then I said, all right, let me step outside, clear my head, and man, the cold air hit me like, where your jacket at, fool? But it felt good, like life slapping the stress off you. I walked past houses with lights glowing, families laughing, people carrying plates of food, kids running around in pajamas. And suddenly, I didn't feel alone. Because even if I wasn't inside those homes, I could feel the warmth. That's what Christmas does. It makes the whole world a little softer. And walking down that street, I started thinking about all the stuff we think Christmas should be. Perfect decorations, perfect gifts, perfect moments. But the truth is, Christmas is rarely perfect. It's messy, it's emotional, it's loud. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it heals, sometimes it does both in the same hour. And that's okay. Because Christmas is real life wrapped in lights. It's not supposed to be flawless. It's supposed to be human. And the more I thought about it, the more something inside me softened. Because for once, I wasn't thinking about what I didn't have. I wasn't thinking about what went wrong this year. I wasn't thinking about the people who left. I was thinking about gratitude for the breath in my lungs, the food in my kitchen, the roof over my head, the memories that shaped me, and the peace that finally found me. So if you're listening to this right now, I want you to do one thing. Not for me, do it for yourself. Take a deep breath, really, in through your nose, out through your mouth, and realize that in this moment you are alive. You are here. You made it through everything this year tried to break you with. You're stronger than what you survived. You're wiser than you were last Christmas. You're softer in the places that got hurt and stronger in the places that healed. That's your gift. That's your miracle. That's your Christmas. And I hope today brings you something beautiful, maybe a memory, maybe a phone call, maybe a smile when you least expect it. And if today is hard for you, if Christmas is painful, just know you're not alone. Some years are heavy, Some years are quiet. But even on the quiet Christmases, your story is not over. Your joy is not gone. Your heart is not finished healing. And next Christmas might just be the one that gives you back everything this year took. So from me to you, Merry Christmas. May today bring you peace, warmth, and one simple moment that reminds you that life, no matter how hard it's been, is still miraculous. So today, wherever you are, I hope you find your warm cup of hot chocolate moment. I hope you notice the small good things. I hope your heart feels lighter, even if just for a few minutes. And I hope, truly hope, that this Christmas brings you peace, joy, clarity, and the gentle reminder that you're stronger than you think, kinder than you realize, and more important than you know. Merry Christmas from me to you. And remember, sometimes the greatest miracle is simply believing that better days are still possible. And trust me, miracles happen every Christmas. Sometimes we just need to slow down enough to see them. And as we close today's journey, take a moment right now to breathe. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the quiet around you. Because life moves fast, too fast, and we forget that the greatest miracles often hide in the simplest moments we overlook. Christmas isn't just one day on the calendar. It's a reminder that light always defeats darkness, that compassion is stronger than chaos, that one small act of kindness can echo longer than we imagine. Have you ever noticed that Christmas has a strange way of reminding us of everything we've lost, everything we've gained, and everything we still dream of becoming? It's funny, one day on a calendar, yet for some reason it hits deeper than most of the year combined. And maybe, just maybe, Christmas doesn't change us. Maybe it simply reveals who we already were deep inside. If today's story touched you, inspired you, or even made you pause for a second, then carry that pause with you into the rest of your life. Be the person who smiles first. Be the one who forgives even when it's hard. Be the one who chooses hope again and again, even when the world seems heavy. Because at the end of everything, it's not the gifts we buy, the money we make, or the deadlines we chase that define us. It's the impact we leave on the hearts around us. So as you step into the rest of your day, remember this: miracles don't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes they quietly sit in the corner of your life waiting for you to notice them. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode made you feel something, share it with someone who needs a little light today. Until the next episode, stay hopeful, stay grateful, and never stop believing in the small miracles that shape your story.